My brother ruined my chance at marriage, so I gave him a woman who ruined his chance at freedom. My older brother Liam was obsessed with talking to any girl I brought home, but I don't mean being a protective brother. I mean it like if I introduced someone at dinner, he'd already have her number before dessert. If I posted an anniversary photo, he'd somehow end up accidentally running into her at her yoga class. People always said he got dad's looks while I got screwed. When he first started, it felt small, almost innocent even, like when my high school girlfriend suddenly wanted to hang out at our house all the time. Liam would walk around shirtless, asking her about her day. I didn't see it then since I trusted them both, but by the time we hit college, it got calculated. I dated Ginny for 6 months before introducing her to my family. 1 week after that dinner, Liam had a crisis and needed someone to talk to at 2 a.m. They slept together that night. When I confronted him after finding their texts, he shrugged and smiled. I'm just making sure they're good enough for you. Ginny failed the test. She wasn't right for you. Then came Rebecca, who I dated for 2 years. We talked about getting married after I finished my engineering degree. Liam got too drunk at the birthday party I'd thrown her, and they disappeared for an hour. When she chose him, he posted, "Sometimes you can't help who you fall for. Sorry, not sorry." Dad pulled me aside the next day and reprimanded me. "You need to stop bringing these women around. You're turning Liam into a playboy." Great. So it was my fault that he was sleeping with the women I dated. 3 months later, I met Riley at a conference in Chicago. She was everything. Smart, successful, and apparently loyal. For 8 months, I kept her completely secret. We dated in different cities, avoided social media, and told absolutely no one. I thought I'd finally won because this was the best relationship I had ever been in, until my cousin accidentally mentioned her to Dad, who mentioned her to Liam. He found her within days through her LinkedIn. I flew to her city early from a business trip and walked into her apartment building. Found them together in her lobby, him leaving with his overnight bag. But the worst part came when Liam saw me and grinned. "I did you a favor. She was way too uptight. You deserve better, bro." Riley just looked away. "Your brother is everything you're not." I stood there shaking while he strutted past me, texting already like I wasn't even there. That's when I decided to give Liam exactly what he craved, a woman he couldn't resist, but definitely should. I spent weeks searching through court records and social media. That's how I found Natasha, a gorgeous, sophisticated woman who claimed to be a pharmaceutical rep from Miami, recently investigated for destroying 3 relationships, suspected of identity theft. Court documents showed she'd drained her ex-boyfriend's accounts, forged signatures, and left a trail of financial ruin. Perfect. I created a fake dating profile as a wealthy investor and reached out to her. We met for drinks, where I mentioned my player brother, who always stole my girlfriends, and showed her his Instagram. Her eyes lit up at a new target. Very quickly, things progressed, and I told her I was trying to keep my new relationship secret from him, and invited her as my date to our parents' anniversary dinner, knowing exactly what would happen. She played it perfectly, treating Liam like he was invisible while lavishing attention on me. He escalated exactly as I knew he would, touching her arm, leaning too close, whispering jokes only she could hear. I excused myself to the bathroom and watched through the cracked door as he moved in for the kill. My brother's sweet but boring. I could show you things he wouldn't even dream of. When I caught them exchanging numbers, I threw my drink in his face and stormed out sobbing. Liam called that night, fake concern dripping through the phone. "She came on to me, but honestly, you're better off. She seems like trouble." Within 2 days, he was posting from her penthouse. Within a week, he'd fallen in love. Within a month, he'd moved in and given her access to his accounts. Then the spiral began. First, our parents called me panicking because Liam had borrowed against their house without asking. His personal funds revealed themselves mysteriously transferred offshore, and when he tried to leave her penthouse, he discovered she'd changed the locks. When he tried again, she'd already emptied his accounts and put his name on fraudulent business loans. The detective came to our parents' house at dinner. They had questions about Liam's involvement in an identity theft ring. He called me from the police station, sobbing. I didn't answer. 6 months later, Tyler still calls from jail. The fraud charges stuck. He writes letters swearing Natasha was real, that I set him up. Guess who ignores him? Everyone.